everyone. Welcome to episode 13 of In Bed with Brooke. So episode 12 we left at, we finished chapter 5, so we will start with chapter 6. So with no further ado, let's get going. They fell into a companionable way of living. Alex was completely predictable with her routine. Up in the morning at 6 a.m., then exercise, errands, acting class, and in bed by 10 p.m. Slater was predictably unpredictable. Sometimes he would be at the condo for days at a time, keeping her company and using the piano to write songs. Sometimes he would be gone for a week or more, and she had no idea where he was or what he was doing. It was a perfect situation for both of them. Alex liked the company when he was there, and he liked having a place to stay, but not having to answer to anybody. She never questioned him unless she was genuinely interested in what was going on in his life, never made him feel like he had to check in. It was very freeing for him to not only be there when he felt like it, he didn't have someone nagging at him about where he was going, when he left, or when he would be home. Most women he found himself involved with always demanded the who, what, when, where, why, and how. But he wasn't involved with Alex, at least not that way. She didn't wait up for him, simply left a light on over the stove in case he came home at a late hour. It was one of the small things he noticed, like the light left on for him, or how she would leave a mug out next to the coffee pot for him. He also noticed certain foods he liked starting to appear in the cupboard, and Alex would leave him little notes to communicate on the refrigerator. Slater, don't eat what's in the blue container. It's my lunch for tomorrow. It's girl food, and you won't like it. To which he responded, Alex, whatever is in that container smells like shit, and how can you call it a meal? It looks like 2 bites. She kept a running list on a notepad of things she needed to pick up from the grocery store. She laughed in the middle of her trip when she realized he had written porn on her shopping list. She shocked the hell out of herself when she made an additional stop on the way home from the grocery store and ran into a nearby convenience store requesting a copy of the first X-rated magazine she saw from the clerk. She nearly died of embarrassment when the old man rang her up with a curious grin. She shocked the hell out of Slater when he went to bed that night, and there was a penthouse on his pillow with a note from her that said, Slater, per your request, here's your porn. Don't get used to me buying this. You're welcome, pervert. She woke up the next day to a note on the mirror in the bathroom, blushing when she read, Alex, thanks for the porn. Where do you keep extra tissues? I need more to keep by my side of the bed. She replied to that note on the same paper with, out of tissues, I supplied the porn. You need to figure out what to do with your stuff. To which he responded, that's cool, that's what socks are for, to which she responded, you're gross. He laughed out loud when he read her reply. Slater had never had someone quite like her in his life. She was a friend, but he thought she was beautiful and he fantasized about her often. Sure, he used the Penthouse magazine, but she was turning into the star of his dreams. For a self-proclaimed loner, he found he loved spending time with her and he loved her sense of humor. He put his religious past behind him years ago, but recognized fully how blessed he was with her in his life. Alex loved the banter with him and the talks they would have if they both found themselves home at the same time. She didn't realize just how nice it was to have someone live with her and started to appreciate the companionship. She never knew when she would see him, each time a surprise. He completely shocked her with the things that came out of his mouth. He displayed the most wicked sense of humor of anyone she had ever met. She knew from the moment they met that his asshole facade was just that, a facade. He proved this by doing simple things, like never leaving the toilet seat up, or leaving her notes letting her know when and where his gigs were. She hadn't asked, but it was nice to get a feel sometimes of his schedule and to know when he would be gone, so she could make sure she had enough coffee in the morning, or make a little extra dinner in case he was hungry when he got home. Was she curious where he went and what he did for days at a time? Yes. Was she going to ask him and risk sounding like a controlling woman? No. She simply respected his need for privacy and saw him open up little by little as time went by. There had been one night recently when she was washing dishes after her dinner and Slater had emerged from his bedroom, offering to help her clean the mess she had created. Alex refused. Slater refused her refusal, the two of them laughing at the recognized stubbornness in one another. There you go, Slater closed the cabinet after putting the last glass away. Thank you, Alex wiped her hands dry on a towel. What? She asked as he smiled at her. Why do you keep the glasses up there when you can barely reach them? I don't know, she admitted, smiling with him. It's where they've always been. Grams was taller than me, but I can reach on tiptoe, and I have a step stool. She pointed next to him where one was folded up and tucked between the refrigerator and the wall. If you want, I can move the glasses to a lower shelf for you, he offered. Thanks, but I'll still need the step stool for whatever you put on the top shelf. How about things you don't use as often, he suggested. We'll see. Sometimes I don't like change. Okay, well, just let me know. I'm happy to help. Slater walked to the dining table and took his jacket from the back of the chair. Sliding his arms into it, he zipped up and pushed his hair off his shoulders, informing Alex. After our gig tonight, the bar owner said we could stick around and use the stage for some rehearsal and songwriting, so I'll probably be pretty late getting home. We stop playing around midnight, and then if we get in the zone, I might not be home until morning. He stopped speaking suddenly, averting his eyes when her mouth opened in surprise. I don't know why I just told you that. I appreciate that, Alex replied. I never ask, but I'm always curious. I'll leave a light on for you, she promised. Thanks, Slater said softly, not making a move to leave, simply standing there and staring at her. Alex raised her brows in question when he stood still, pointing at the clock on the wall behind him. You better go. Yeah, he nodded and turned abruptly from the kitchen, calling out over his shoulder, See ya. She smiled after him, calling out her goodbye, happy that he seemed to trust her and felt the need to let her know his schedule. Occasionally, he showed a softer, kinder side of himself. A few days later, she returned home to find a note from him by the phone. Alex, if you check I don't know if you check the answering machine right away or not, but you need to listen to the one on there from your agency. They called this afternoon about an audition. I didn't pick up, don't worry, but I heard them leave the message for you. Just thought you would want to know. Hope it's good news, Slater. P.S. The lady who called has the loudest voice I've ever heard. Alex smiled at his postscript. Annette was a great person and an attentive agent, but the woman could coach a football team without a megaphone. Pressing play on the machine and walking into the kitchen to get a soda, she sipped as Annette's boisterous voice rang out into the silence. Alexandra, it's Annette. Call me immediately. I have an audition for you that could be a fantastic opportunity. It's for a small movie role. Alex's head perked up as she heard the words movie role. Forgetting about her soda, she walked quickly to the machine to finish listening as Annette continued. I'll be in the office until 6 o'clock this evening, so call me before then. If you miss me, call me first thing in the morning. Bye. She glanced at the clock on the wall. It was 5:30. Not wasting a minute, she grabbed the phone and pressed the speed dial button for the agency, putting a smile in her voice when the receptionist answered. Hello, this is Alexandra Lorraine, returning Annette McDonald's phone call, thanking the receptionist as she was put on hold, waiting to either leave a message or speak with Annette. Seconds later, she jolted, pulling the phone away from her ear when Annette came on the line. Alexandra, she greeted loudly, Alex noticing that she always seemed to yell her name. I'm so glad you caught me today. I'm assuming you got my message. She didn't wait for Alex to comment. I have a wonderful audition opportunity for you. It's a small role in an Edward Kane movie. It's a little risque, but has no nudity. Can you dance? Caught off guard, Alex stammered, what kind of dancing? She asked cautiously, curious because the first thing that came to her mind was the part of a stripper. Belly dancing, Annette laughed, reading where her thoughts were headed. Well, I don't know how to belly dance, but if I'm cast, I'm willing to take lessons. Do I have to dance for the audition? No, you won't have to dance for the audition, but they need to know, honestly, can you keep a beat to music? Do you feel comfortable dancing? Yeah, I can dance. It's easier if something is choreographed, but I can keep a beat, she assured her. Perfect. I'll get back to the client and let them know. In the meantime, I'll fax you the script just to prepare for it. When is the audition? They haven't given me word on that yet. Right now, they're deciding who they want to see based on headshots and resumes. They like your look, and they wanted me to find out if you can dance and if you're okay with a risque role. No nudity is your rule, and they're fine with that, but still wanted some more information before they decide if they want to see you or not. Alex felt slightly defeated, excited at the thought of auditioning for a movie, and now only finding out she might not even get the audition. Okay, go ahead and send over the script. I'll start studying it immediately. Perfect. Oh, and Alexandra, yes, the audition scene is an intense one. The character is being attacked, so they want screams and tears. Can you handle it? Alex started to feel anxious. She had never done an audition like that, but she wanted this dream so badly she would put her reservations aside and just dig in and do it. I can handle it, Annette. Send it over. Sounds great. I'll have my assistant fax it to you now. I'll be in touch with the client tomorrow, and I'll let you know as soon as I hear something. Thank you, Annette. You're welcome, Alexandra. I have a good feeling about you. I always have. Alex hung up with Annette and took a deep breath, sending up a prayer that she got the audition, perking up a little at the fact that they liked her look. That was the first time she had heard that. She grabbed a pen and piece of paper to leave a quick thank you note to Slater, then waited patiently by the fax machine for the script to come in. Studying the scene intently, nodding her head as she read the scenario and the script, visualizing it in her mind. She had this. She knew she could do this. All that was left to do was keep her fingers crossed for the audition. So that was chapter 6. I went a little bit over on time, but since it was a short chapter, I just wanted to go ahead and read it. So sorry I fumbled a little bit with some of the words there. I start to get ahead of myself because I know what happens next and I go a little too fast. So that's the big news. Now Alex has maybe an audition for a movie role. So thanks for tuning in to episode 13. I will leave a link in the comments on where you can buy Set It Free on Amazon, also on my website, and directly through my publisher. Please like this, please leave a positive comment, please share with your friends, and stay tuned for episode 14. Thanks for watching. Bye.